What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to go through the Auroras, the 10 different locations I got set aside for the Auroras. I'm going to list them from most difficult to least difficult, in my opinion. If you guys feel that I'm off on these, please let me know in the comments which ones you think will be most difficult, how accurate my predictions are going to be to when I get there, and how hard they actually are when I get to these locations, and with my reasoning behind it. This The most difficult on mine, probably Watson Lake, Yukon border, September window is going to be tough. And I don't think it's even close that this is my hardest by far. I'm going to be so far north, 60-degree north latitude, which lowers the KP threshold. I'll need to be able to see a nice aurora illuminating the sky, but that's about the only advantage this location has. Everything else will be a challenge, and the furthest point from any major city on my entire expedition, cell coverage will essentially be zero beyond Watson Lake itself. The September temperatures can drop to well below -5 degrees Celsius or colder at night, especially mid-month like I will be there. Shooting after 6 months on the road, fatigue will be setting in with me as well. So fatigue will be a factor, which will relate to mental strength and how much of that we can get going on. Hence why I have all my spare days. I have extra days set aside, like in case shit happens, sort of things like bad weather, mechanical issues with the vehicle, etc., stuff like that. The nearest emergency services will be at least 400 kilometers away from where I will be in any direction. The Cassiar has just put the van through 720 kilometers of pure gravel driving, so hopefully there's no issues with the vehicle. It's not damaged, because that'll be my only source of warmth throughout this little stretch. September is the month when the Aurora window competes with the morning frost on the lens, condensation on the R5 sensor housing, and the batteries can drain significantly faster once you get below zero like that, -5, -10, and colder batteries can drain like 40% more than normal. So you might have a battery that usually gives you 2 hours, and you might get like an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes out of it instead of that full 2 hours. The logistics compound on top of the physical difficulty. I'll definitely need the Garmin inReach active every single night. I'll need to drive out to Watson Lake to a dark location, probably south on the Alaska Highway, on roads with moose and bison in the dark. Then I'll need to shoot, stay warm enough to function, manage the battery charging cycles, like I just mentioned, because of how quickly they're going to drain. Cycles in a van that may have a compromised electrical system after driving on the Cassiar, and to get back safely. The reason this also potentially my most spectacular Aurora shoot isn't just because of how difficult it is and how gratifying it'll be to get that shot. The latitude at 60 degrees north, fall equinox enhancement, zero light pollution there, which is gorgeous for them colors to shine through the night. A landscape that doesn't exist anywhere else on the route. The difficulty and the reward are both coming from the exact same source on this one. The second hardest on my list at 10 that I got there, Lake Superior, Pawcasqua National Park. I probably butchered that name. I apologize. You guys can correct me if need be. April on Lake Superior's North Shore, genuinely dangerous for aurora photography, specifically because the best foreground is the shoreground, and Lake Superior in April is still generating cold water rogue waves with no warning. The aurora appears to the north, which means I'm shooting towards the lake with the water behind my subject. The instinct is to move closer to the water's edge for a better composition, but that instinct can kill you on Lake Superior in April. So beyond the safety dimension, the practical difficulties are significant. Again, April temperatures can drop -8, -12 degrees on clear nights, and clear nights is definitely what I need when shooting the auroras. And I need to stay on guard, because I could only have a short 15 to 20 minute window that comes to me the entire night where I get a chance to shoot it cleanly. The campground's electrical hookups are essential, but if there's a power outage or anything, then that kind of screws you. Photographically, the challenge is the lake itself. There's nothing for the foreground. It's just open and bare, and there's nothing there. So I'll need to go there, scout out a location during the day very carefully to come back, mark it on my maps, and come back to that exact spot at night with my gear. The third would be Algonquin March Equinox. This one's mainly number 3 on my list because it'll be my first time shooting the Auroras, so the inexperience of shooting the Auroras, anything that can go wrong. Mew Lake though is where I'm going for this first one, and I've got all these locations, and you guys might have seen a couple already for the first two, but I'll be pinning the marked locations on the map, and I'll be bringing up the screenshots of that. I'll also be bringing up all the screenshots, as you guys have noticed, for all of these locations. I'm also in week 3 of the expedition, so it's going to be fresh. So this is when I'm worried about making the most mistakes, is early on, and having to overcome some of those and really like think on the spot and react real quick just to make sure I'm getting everything that I want to capture at those locations properly. The fourth hardest would be Cassiar Muncho Lake. Spectacular location, one of the ones I'm most excited to go to because of that beautiful turquoise lake with the mountains and in the back behind it, and then you get the Aurora skies over top of the mountains, and the reflection on that turquoise lake will be fucking gorgeous and phenomenal. So that one's definitely fourth hardest on my list, but also one I'm looking forward to. Again, no cell coverage, no emergency services within a practical response distance. The van will be my only warm shelter, or the RV or whatever I end up getting to drive. The shooting itself, once I'm set up, will be one of the easiest because, like I said, the landscape and everything is so beautiful up there, and there's so many different things I can put in. Fifth on the list, I got Prince Albert. Timing will be the specific challenge at Prince Albert, and that is because immediately before my window opens for the Aurora at Prince Albert, I'm on a 2-day canoe trip with portaging and a lot of kilometers to be traveled in the canoe. So when I get back that same night, I'm going to have to stay up all night to try and get my Aurora shot sometime. Well, the best shots probably between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. sometime in that period. I should be able to get the shot, but the fatigue will be a big issue for the first night of that one especially. So hopefully one of my flex days might be implemented here. The boreal forest latitude, the boreal forest at this latitude, also means the northern horizon, the direction the Aurora appears, is often partially obscured by a tree line, and this is, could be a challenge. I might need to switch locations or whatever, and keep an eye on the KP. Next up, I got the grasslands. Dark sky quality is exceptional, the flattest possible horizon in every direction. Rattlesnakes will be done for the night. The difficulty, heat during the day, making the nights feel cold by contrast, no power for pre-charging, etc. So some challenges, but not so bad. Jasper Day Dark Sky Preserve, June 27th to the 3rd. That'll be a tough one. It's ranked around the middle of the pack on my list. Designated Dark Sky Preserve, the mountain backdrop, accessible location. June nights at Jasper don't reach full astronomical darkness until nearly midnight. So that'll be my shortest usable shooting window of any of the Aurora locations. Next up, Riding Mountain, Prairie Dark Sky, reliable KP3 plus threshold, accessible campground with electrical. The difficulty will be tick country, requiring attention before and after any nighttime walks. Otherwise, one of my most manageable windows. Lake Superior on the return, Pacasqua. Fall equinox enhancement, second superior window. Difficulty, basically it's storm season on Superior, so a few extra dangers as opposed to the April time frame that I will be there. Just basically with colder temperatures, a lot of the same risks and things to watch out for there. And then Algonquin in October, same Mew Lake location, same electrical hookups. Bull moose near the lake shore after dark is a genuine hazard that doesn't exist in March, so I'll have to be on high alert for that and have some sort of warning system set up. Make noise between the campsite and the shooting position, etc. The pattern across all 10 locations. The cold weather battery management is the universal challenge for me that I'll be experiencing through all 10 of these Aurora windows, not the actual Aurora itself. My RF 15 to 35 mil at 2.8 ISO, 3200 to 6400, 15 seconds. Manual focus to infinity is a straightforward formula that I'm going to start with, and make adjustments as I need to with each location, time of days, etc., etc. But that's going to be my baseline setup and how I'm going to approach them. If you guys have any experience or any really experienced Aurora or Milky Way shooters out there and you have tips that these don't make sense, please reach out and let me know. I'm very open to criticism and comments of any kind. I ain't gonna lash out, I ain't gonna pout, I ain't gonna cry or boo-hoo or no shit like that. So yeah, there's my 10 Auroras broke down. Next video, I'm gonna be doing some short ones throughout the week, and keeping you guys updated. The business is going to be registered today or tomorrow, etc. And the first applications of the Canon Canada and whatnot are going to be happening within the next 2 videos, and I'll document and share all that. And my Patreon is live as well. I got the first 3 tiers created and a couple of freebies posted already for those people to follow and help support me along the journey. All right, anyways, hope you enjoyed this. Peace.